Hey guys, Riley here, and today we're touring an art museum in New York City. There's so many There's homeless people. Don't look at them. Just want your money.
We don't know that. We should go talk to them.
Why? What's the point?
Well, we can learn about other perspectives or learn how they got there. Come on.
Okay.
Do you guys have any spare change?
Well, we actually came up to you guys to learn about your perspective and how you got here.
Well, lucky for you, I'm an expert on homelessness. Let's start from the beginning. Homelessness affects around 500,000 people each night in the United States. According to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, in 2016, approximately 1.5 million people accessed homelessness services.
HousingInvestment.org says that many different people can be homeless. Each situation is unique, and that's why homeless people shouldn't be stereotyped against. However, most homeless people are adults with disabilities or are war veterans.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development also says that a homeless person is more likely to be a male. In 2012, around 67% of the homeless population was male, and the rest female. Being homeless can impact several aspects of one's life, including, but not limited to, physical health, mental health, access to appropriate housing, and financial stability. Most homeless people need help, so spare change?
Interesting. I think we should go to a local library and talk to an expert. What do you say?
Sure. I understand you guys are curious about homelessness. I'm Layla from the National Healthcare for the Homeless Council, and I'm an expert on homelessness. How can I help you guys?
Well, we have a few questions. First, what's the relation between homelessness and healthcare?
Great question. Homelessness and healthcare can go both ways. One could become homeless from the lack of healthcare, or one could not have healthcare because they are homeless. In fact, most people who are homeless because of healthcare are homeless because the medical costs were just too high.
While homeless shelters may provide shelter to those who need it, it's a breeding ground for disease and infections. When in a shelter, it's hard to heal things like viruses or infections, as it's hard to get space because of the volume of people in the shelter.
Even if the proper medication is obtained, it's likely that it may be stolen or taken from the owner. Homeless shelters are crowded and lack privacy, which means it can also create physical violence or abuse.
Once a homeless person finds a consistent, safe, and quiet place to sleep, they can spend more time focusing on their health. An injury or medical condition is less likely to be ignored if the person can spend less time on deciding where to.
Exactly!
So homelessness has multiple definitions, right?
Mm-hmm. Homelessness can be someone who may be homeless for a few days or weeks, or short-term homelessness, or some may call it couch surfing. But there are those who are homeless for months or years. This is called long-term homelessness, or chronic homelessness. These people are trapped in a cycle and usually don't know how to get out.
The Huffington Post outlines a few questions to ask yourself about homelessness. When a homeless person asks for help, how quickly do you forget about the situation? Do you avoid eye contact or pretend you didn't hear them? What's the first thing that pops into your head when you see a homeless person? These are a few questions to self-reflect on.
You're right. I think I got it all wrong. Thanks again, Layla. We're going to go back to a few people we saw earlier.
No problem.
Hey guys, we're back. We talked to an expert and he wanted to share some stuff we learned. According to the National Coalition for the Homeless, substance abuse is a cause for homelessness. This can mean addiction of alcohol or other drugs, or an addiction to gambling that puts someone in financial ruin. Even if these are reasons for being homeless, though, it's still important to not judge a book by its cover.
A survey in 2008 concluded that, in the 25 most populated cities in the U.S., substance abuse was the largest cause for homelessness. Substance abuse and addiction is hard to break for anyone, but especially to those who are homeless.
In addition to addiction and gambling, being unable to afford housing is another reason why people go homeless. Many urban areas have a low percentage of low-income housing, and rural areas have little to none.
So people might ask, how can you safely help someone who's homeless? The first step to helping a homeless person is to become educated and change your mindset. If you view homeless people as less than those who have a home, you're less likely to provide genuine help and care. Try to become educated like I did and view homeless people as people.
Many homeless people in the United States struggle to find adequate food and clothing every day. Donating your old clothes to used clothing drives or donating food to a canned food drive helps those who go to homeless shelters.
Pack a homeless care kit. Pack things like a water bottle, snacks, basic toiletries like deodorant and a toothbrush, a gift card, and a blanket. Things that may not mean a lot to you could mean a lot to someone like us.
I'm glad you guys educated yourself about the homeless. We could still use some help though.
Sure.
Thanks for watching, guys. Today we learned a lot about the homeless. Please like, comment, and subscribe.